Hello, and welcome to the Healing Streams Reflection. The title for today's post is Lifelines for Valentines. Beloved, maybe you asked why Valentine? Because Valentine happened all the way back in February 14, 2026. But why Valentine now? All because we are celebrating a month or the month of May that has to deal with Mother's Day or Mother's Month. Beloved, what do you think of when I say the words Valentine's Day? Hearts, flowers, candy, jewelry. Maybe when you think of Valentine's Day, you just groan. Not your favorite holiday. I mean, you are busy chasing after kids, building a career, or keeping the house running can make the idea of romance seem a little beyond reach. But it's not. For rescue from the relationship doldrums, grab hold of these Valentine lifelines. Of course, you can celebrate Valentine during Mother's Day or the month of May, seen as Mother's Month or Mother's Day. One of the lifeline has to do with adjust your expectation. The media foster unrealistic expectations when it comes to the way men and women express love on Valentine's Day, or probably during Mother's Day, or the month that has to do with celebration of Mother's Day, like this month of May. Now, watch a dozen jewelry commercials, and you'll likely be anticipating a candlelit dinner where hubby props a diamond solitaire on your carob missile, or sit through a few flower arts. And you may find yourself wanting breathlessly by the front door for a dozen long steamed roses to be delivered. Now, those things are nice, but the reality is the most extravagant gift many of us will receive during Valentine's Day is a heart-shaped cardboard box of chocolates and homemade greeting card, which seemed thoughtful and touching before we saw the commercial. Romance doesn't flourish because you box out your credit card. Romance flourishes when you open your eyes to the greatness of your mate, just as he or she is today. For example, men on commercial do things like light candles and fill bubble baths for their wives, while regular guys show they care by paying the medical insurance on time or checking the oil in the car before a big trip. Not romantic, but lovable all the same. Therefore, the Sons of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 9, declared, "The look in your eyes, my sweetheart and bride, and the necklace you are wearing have stolen my heart." Women on television are portrayed as desperately sexy housewives or as scantily clad stick figures who run corporate America. But the truth is, most women can be found doing things like nursing the baby, mopping spilled juice and Cheerios off the floor, or raising a gaggle of kids while fighting to lose those last 30 pounds. Not perfect, but perfectly wonderful. Adjusting your expectation to line up with reality will foster a happy union and help you enjoy your mate. Lifeline number 2: deal with the unforgiveness in your relationship. Unforgiveness is like smelly trash. It tends to build up. Suppose that yesterday a few coffee grounds and an overripe cantaloupe sat rotting in the bottom of the kitchen trash can, and it began to smell. Add last night chicken bones, leftover pasta salad, an empty cat food can, and the aroma was smashing down and throw into these ruins, peels, eggshells, and spoiled salsa. The trash can is overflowing and making the whole house reek. Unforgiveness is the garbage that can stink up your marriage, even though hurt feelings can tempt you to hold the grudge. It's important not to let grievances build. You have to take out the trash, so to speak. The secret to forgiveness is to not wait until you feel like forgiving, because frankly, you probably never will. Instead, decide to forgive. Lifeline number 3: appreciate differences. We've all heard the saying, opposites attract, but I've found that sometimes opposites attack. The personality traits and adorable quirks that initially attract you to your spouse can be very qualities that are now driving you away. Around your house, we refer, as someone said, my husband Jeff as Felix on the obsessively neat one from the old show, the old couple. Sometimes, as I do the dishes, I can feel the eyes on my back watching me. He watches me loud the dish washer and wants to offer me a little instruction. He watches me wipe off the containers and would like to give me efficiency tips. He watches me put food scraps down the garbage disposal and can hardly refrain from making suggestions. And although his perfectionistic personality has occasionally driven me crazy and caused conflict around our house, I've come to appreciate the fact that Jeff likes to vacuum, take out the trash, and generally make things neat. Think of appreciation as warmth to roses. When rose bulbs are exposed to a little natural sunlight, they begin to open with joy. Appreciation is the warmth that will cause your spouse's personality and true self to bloom. When was the last time you noticed out loud something you made it right? It's true that relationship can be challenging at times, but they can also be fulfilling, comforting, and joyous. If you want to enjoy marriage, it's important to keep that sense of humor intact and the mind focused on our mate's good qualities. Overlooking our better half's shortcomings means to literally look over the top of the fault to see the one we love standing on the other side. No, you don't love your spouse's fault, but you do love your spouse. Remind yourself of that special person's many wonderful qualities and get busy having a wonderful Valentine's Day and Mother's Day celebration month. Thanks for listening, and may the good Lord richly bless you.